Welcome everyone, my name is Joy of Joy Morris Beauty. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm going to be spending some time with you today going over a holiday makeup look that you can rock to any after 5 event or gala event or even a family event that you may have coming up. So the way I like to apply this one is I like to kind of rub my finger around the product and kind of warm it up a little bit and then lift a little bit off, with my finger. And I like to just go in and dab with my finger. I'm one of those artists that try to use brushes as much as I can, but I feel like nothing beats a good old-fashioned finger. So the next thing I'm going to do is, probably I should have did this first, but real world here. So Makeup Forever has a mattifying primer that I like to use. So a lot of times I use it in my forehead area and then also around my nose, like places that I really don't want to be glistening. So, I should have put this on first, but to be honest with you, when it's me doing my own makeup, a lot of times I forget to put on primer because I typically don't wear primer. But if I'm wearing a heavier foundation, I will. So for foundation, what I'm going to use today, keep it in line with the Black Opal, is this is the Black Opal Even True Flawless Skin Liquid Makeup, and this is in the color Nutmeg. So Nutmeg is a really good match to my complexion most of the year. I also have a truly Topaz version of this, so it's pretty much the same shade as the concealing, the total coverage concealing foundation that I just put on. See, it's kind of moussey. It reminds me of a mousse. This product does. It's really smooth. It has like a really velvety feel. I really like this foundation a lot. It photographs really nicely. Let's see. Okay, so this is a color in Nutmeg. I blend it in. It's a pretty good match to my body. Once I blend it in, I like to kind of really, so this would be this brush would be a nice option for people who do not like to paint with their fingers like me. Okay, so that looks good. I'm gonna now that I kind of went over my face with the Nutmeg color, I'm gonna pull a little more of the Truly Topaz into it to kind of blend the two colors out. So I'm gonna add the Truly Topaz in there. And I think I might want to use, at least apply the Truly Topaz with something a little more precise. So, there really is, there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to makeup. If you think of makeup like painting, there are a million ways to paint, right? So, we'd all be really boring if we all did the exact same thing the same way every time. So something that doing these videos gives me the chance to do is to just switch things up and try something different. Because especially being a professional artist, if somebody's paying me to do their makeup, I try to, I'm going to stick with what works. I know exactly what works. I can go into the situation and figure that out. But if I'm just on my own time and I get to really play, which is what I'm doing right now, I can have a little bit of fun. So I'm bringing a little more of that yellow into the inner part of my face. I kind of want to balance out the Nutmeg. So you can see I made my nose area a little more yellow with the Truly Topaz, and I'm gonna do a little more just to kind of balance the face out. Like I said, have a blend of the yellow. So I like the Yubi brush to kind of lie down a good base of color, but I think I still like to it's really good to blend it into the skin, but I still like to have a a traditional brush tube to do some things in a smaller area, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to use the NYX eyebrow pencil in dark brown, and I'm just kind of creating a baseline here. I'm just drawing a line at the very bottom because I'm trying to get the length of it right, trying to get the arch right, and trying to make them as symmetrical as possible. So don't drive yourselves crazy on this step. Nobody's gonna sit up and stare at your eyebrows to be like, oh, did she do it right? If they are, let them look, let them see whatever they want to see, satisfy their curiosity. So so that's pretty good. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm just creating feather-like strokes, kind of like this way, like on a diagonal, to simulate actual hair. Graftobian banana cream pie, which is a it's a loose powder. It's somewhat translucent, but it has a color to it too. When it comes to powders like this, you always want to kind of see if you can use a powder that's somewhat close to the shade that's on your face. Because powders are funny, even if they are translucent, you have to get it just right to make sure that you don't have any issues with flash photography. And you want to make sure when you are using a powder that you like play around with it before you have any special events come up. There's, yeah, just a tip, because they all can be a little different. I'm gonna use this, but the banana cream pie, and not too much. I don't like to use a whole lot of. I typically don't use a whole lot of setting powder, so I'm shaking the brush out, and I'm gonna just kind of. Sometimes when you do this, it helps to like. It's a funny looking face, but it can help to kind of stretch your face out if you have any like wrinkles or things like that, or folds that you need to get powder in. So one more time again, for those in the back, I'm gonna get that little crease out and then go right in with the powder. And I am just... Sometimes people roll, sometimes people will blot under the eye to set. I am blotting. You can also roll too. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just putting this in the top, and this is the Sephora. Ooh, I gotta write. I think it's a 201 brush. It's like a double. I really like double-headed brushes. They're easy. They make me go faster. So with this one, like I said, I'm just kind of pressing it in to my face. So now I put the powder on, I'm gonna go back to my brows with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. And this just helps the brows look more real. Not look like you just filled it in with the pencil, which is what I just did. It just, whatever brow hair you do have, it helps to kind of stand out. So the next thing I'm going to do is do a really, really simple eye look. So this is what's left of it. The Stila Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow and Twig. So I love like bronze colors for the eye. It's the type of color that looks really nice on a lot of people. Really easy to put on. So the Twig color, the trick with this product is, so it's kind of moussey too. See, it's kind of like metallic. It's such a pretty, it's like, I love this. This is such a pretty shade. That's why I barely have any left. So the way I like to apply these, and I haven't really put much of anything on my brow because I knew I was putting this liquid color down. So I'll take this, and I have kind of hooded eyes, so you barely see my eyelid when my eyes are open. So I with my eyes closed, I apply the shade to my eyelid. to the part of my eyelid that I know is usually covered. I'm not going past there. So this is the, if you could see my eyelid when my eyes were open, this is the part that you would see. So then I have the double-headed brush that I'll put in the comment section, and then I usually will just kind of pat the color in place, pat over it lightly, and then I'll take the fluffy end, and then I'm just kind of back and forth with the fluffy end, blending the edges only, the edges of the color out. So not the whole color, because that would be like, that would create a big mess on your eye, but just the edges. Oops, just kind of like what I did. So that's one reason why you want to like pat the color down, because it can take a little bit to kind of get the hang of applying liquid shadows, but it really pays off in terms of the speed of putting together a really nice eye look, a really long lasting eye look, and one that photographs really, really well. So I'm going to do the same on my other eye. And that's like, you can do that in like, once you kind of get it down, you can do that in about 10 seconds. It's super fast. Okay, so something that I ended up doing while I was, while I was off camera is just to make sure I have the eyes as symmetrical as possible. I took my foundation brush and I used a little bit of that nutmeg color, and I ended up dragging the brush just along the outer edge of my eye area to make sure that like the shape that I created with that Stila color is as symmetrical as possible. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little more of the Stila color under this eye, because it looks like it could use just a little more. And as you see, I just kind of dotted it just a little bit. But this color is funny because when you kind of use it to blend it, it turns into like a darker brown. Like you see the copper brown, but then it almost turns into like a bit of a darker brown when you actually blend the color out. So I love that about this color, because like I said, it makes a really quick, easy eye. You would need something a bit creamy, almost like a liquid eyeliner, to go on top of it. So let's see. I have never used this before. We're going to see how this goes on. And I just want to do just like a little bit of color at the lash line, just to nicely line. This is really nice. This is a nice product. That looks great. Yeah, just to kind of line my eyes in black a little bit. Ooh, I like that. Get out. So I'm just kind of smudging a little bit around the lower edge of the eye. Yeah, so this is definitely one of those eye products that kind of smudges and blends a little bit, which is perfect when you're creating a smoky eye, because you're kind of blending the colors into each other. So it's a great glue. So I'm going to go right in and kind of squinch my eyes down and just put it right there. I'm just layering different products, different black products, to make sure that the base of the lash is as black as possible, because that really gives a lot of depth when you do a look like this. And let me test it kind of out here first to make sure that, yeah, that's looking good. This is the contour shade out of the medium to dark palette. So I'm just going to do a very simple contour color on the side of my cheeks. Do the other side of my cheeks. That's like instantly slims your face. I'm gonna contour around my forehead with my Sephora double-headed brush. And then I'm gonna I'm taking the other side and then blending a little bit. I'm gonna do my cheek area. Help me out with my double chin down there. She needs some help. Okay. Something I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade, this lighter shade, and then just go under the contour to make sure that the two areas of my cheek are kind of defined. So that just kind of made sure that this stays up here and that stays down there. And I'm going to use that same contour shade, tap that brush out, and just kind of sculpt down my nose a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit on my cheeks. I'm going to smile and just rub it right in there. It's the prettiest glow. I mean, like, literally what they named it, blush copper, that's exactly what it looks like. Then I'm going to blend that out too with the fan brush. Just the edges. And I'm going to go right on top of that blush copper with the Topaz. And just blend it right on that top edge. I'm also going to put a little bit of the Topaz down my nose. It's so subtle, but it's so pretty. It just really brings the skin alive. And just tap a little above my lips, just a little, and a little on my chin. So then I'm going to use my NYX lip liner pencil in the color brown. And let me line my lips. So I don't know what this looks like at all on me, but we're gonna find out right now. So let me put the color, the bulk of the color on the inner part of my lips. It's a pretty red. Uh-oh. And I'm gonna use a technique that I talked about in another video. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this off, but to line the edge of your lips with the lip liner, sometimes it's easier to just wipe the product off, whether you put it back in the, like, wipe it on the edge of the lip container or use a piece of tissue, so you have as little product as possible when you go around the edges. And that'll just make life easier for me, trust me. So see, I just focused on one side at a time, but with me going ahead and like wiping most of the product off, it made it easier to control the product because I had so little on the brush. You want to get a brush, not a brush, a sponge, like an Alcone. These are called Alcone sponges because they have all these different sides to them and they're really sturdy and spongy. And so you would want to get a color, like a pressed powder foundation. I use Cover FX, really close to your skin tone shade, like an almost near exact match. And then I'm just gonna rub the product in here, and then I'll go around the edges, and I'm just kind of outlining my lip. So make sure that the edge of my lip color is really sharp. Okay, that's an easy way to fix lip color. If you put this on and it was kind of like this, which happens, maybe. Put it on, you're like, whoops. Okay, well, no. If you did this, that you need a lot more than that. But sometimes it's real easy when you're kind of doing this, and then you might like push your arm too fast, and then you make a little mistake. Oh, it matches it matches my lipstick. I mean, not my lipstick. This matches my nail polish color, which is kind of cool. Something I do too to make sure that I hold my hand as steady as possible when I'm applying lipstick is I will actually take my arm and I will hold my arm close to my body. So it's not moving. Like I literally like take my arms and I just pull them into myself. So the only thing that's moving is my hand, and that keeps my hand really steady, at least when I'm working on myself. So that's something that could help you out to help you be a little steadier with your hand movements when you're applying liquid lipstick. Okay, well, I hope you liked this holiday tutorial. I hope that you were able to pull some sort of product from here or a technique that you like, that you want to try. And if so, would you write it in the comments section? Because I'm curious to see what may have resonated with you. And if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. Please do subscribe to my channel and also sign up for my mailing list. I have lots of exciting things coming up that I definitely want to tell you about. So make sure to connect with me so that we can stay connected and keep growing together. Take care. Bye.